Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at how to solve and graph inequalities. And so we solve them the exact same way that we would solve equations. Only one minor thing is a little different, and we will actually talk about that when we get to that point in our solving. And so I see that we have 19 positives is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 5. So the first thing I know to do is create 0 pairs. And I'm not going to want to create 0 pairs with the 19 because it's already by itself. So I'm going to want to take a look at this positive 5. So I will create a 0 pair by putting 5 negatives on both sides. And when I simplify, 19 minus 5, I get 14. And that is greater than or equal to negative 2x, because my positive 5 and my negative 5 make a 0 pair. So now I'm almost there, and I know 14 is greater than or equal to negative 2x. There's a couple ways that we can do this, so I'm going to show you both ways because we end up in the same place. The first way, if we think of it like our algebra tiles or the models, we would divide into 2 groups on both sides. We would say, okay, 7 is greater than or equal to negative x. But again, I wouldn't want a negative x, so I would have to flip everything or take the opposite. And I mean everything because we need to make sure it's equal. So I take the opposite of positive 7 and I get negative 7. I have to take the opposite of the sign, which is greater than or equal to get less than or equal to. And then I have to take the opposite of negative x to get a positive x. Okay? So negative 7 has to be less than or equal to a positive x. And if we wanted to look at this with the x on the left-hand side, then my sign would need to still open up towards the correct value. So notice here, the inequality symbol opens up to the x. So if I rewrote it with the x on the left-hand side, the inequality symbol would still need to open up to the x. So negative 7 is less than or equal to x is the same thing as x is greater than or equal to negative 7. So if we look here at the other way, and we say, okay, 14 is greater than or equal to negative 2x, I know that I need to do inverse operations. And right now, x is being multiplied by a negative 2. So the opposite of that would be to divide everything by a negative 2. So 14 divided by negative 2 gives me a negative 7. And because I divided both sides by a negative value, we need to flip our sign. So we're flipping our sign just like we did on the other one. And negative 2x divided by negative 2 just gives us a positive x, which if you notice is the exact same as here. And again, if I wanted to rewrite it, I would have x on the left-hand side. My symbol would still need to open up to the x. So x would be greater than or equal to negative 7. So we've done the solving part. Now how do we do this graphing part? So I'm going to draw an open number line to represent our solution. And we know that x has to be all numbers greater than or equal to negative 7. So I'm going to put 0 here just to kind of help me get my bearings. And then I'm going to put a negative 7. And so I know that since my symbol is greater than or equal to, my dot will be closed on negative 7. Because negative 7 is also included in my solution. And I want to shade to all the values that are greater than or equal to negative 7. So I will shade on my number line to the right. If we look at our previous answer that we had before we rearranged it, and said negative 7 is less than or equal to all things x, our number line still represents that. Because that tells us that negative 7 is the smallest number it could be, and that x has to be everything either -7 or greater. All right, thank you very much.